been fed with such amazing talks. But don't worry, I made a mission, and I'm going to carry it out. I made a mission that I will make anyone, everyone, or at least someone, take away anything from this talk. So the title of my talk is, I Committed Mental Suicide as a Student. Now before I begin, I want everyone here to feel like a student. Because in this context, a student is anyone who is willing and able to learn, who socially interacts with people every day, who even though is confined to a set of rules, maybe from your household, society, school, or any other system, that regardless, they're still willing to be curious. That they're still willing to be curious and they want to know about anything, about the world. They want to know, what if this, what if that, why this, and why that. However, in this world, very fast-paced, overflowing with information, where we can ask Mr. Google about anything that we want to know, we often forget the existence of our own mind and our own thoughts. Now that, Mr. Google cannot decipher. So hence, we all have committed mental suicide. I committed mental suicide. You committed mental suicide. But what is this mental suicide? Why does it sound so dangerous, so scary? It's actually quite simple and common. Have you ever daydreamed? Have you ever thought about how time was going by so fast or so slow? Have you ever procrastinated because, well, I'm so scared of the thought itself. The task is so big, it's so difficult, and I have so much other things to do. Have you ever been called out by a teacher who was like, you're physically present in class, but you're mentally somewhere else? Now, these are common occurrences in our everyday life. And it's so common that, are these even problems? Do we even have to fix it? If it's so natural, and it happens to everyone. I used to think I didn't have to do anything about my mental suicide, about my daydreaming. I would be hanging out with my friends, or in a family gathering, but all I could think about was the amount of work I had to do. I couldn't just let loose and have fun. But when the time came to actually do my work, or study in the classroom, I would be thinking, oh my God, wouldn't it be so nice to get everything done, to get it over with, to finish this, to finally get into a good university, to finally be happy and to be free? Oh boy, I was wrong. I used to think that I was okay. That, okay, life goes on. There is always tomorrow. But that is a terrible way to live life. I realized that when I felt like I lost myself. I killed my soul. I stopped enjoying the things I love to do, like maybe drawing. I couldn't bring myself to completely enjoy the moment of hanging out with my friends or family, or giving a break to myself, just a break from everything. I couldn't. And I used to think, what if I disappoint the expectations of the people around me, of my parents, of others, for myself? What if I fail in life? What if I can't feel happy or free anymore within these last 2 years of high school? Now, it all began in senior school, when I first felt the most intense pressure to do well. I was overwhelmed with the amount of things I had to complete within these last 2 2 years. And I'm pretty sure everyone else out here has felt this way. Whether they're in PYP, MYP, or senior school. Or maybe if you're a parent, a teacher, or any adult. You must have felt that at some point of your life was a huge burden on your weight. Or there was just a huge weight on your shoulders. Now this is mental suicide. It's when you allow your thoughts to consume you, to kill your beautifully amazing, capable mind. To deprive it from the oxygen and space it needs for love, creativity, joy, and intelligence. Way greater and more important things in life. Fortunately, there is a way to tackle this. It came when I stumbled upon a book. This book called The Power of Now, written by Eckhart Tolle, a German born in Canada. Now this book is about mental presence. It's all about mental presence. I honestly only read the first chapter, but it already inspired me to use mental presence as the sole solution to mental suicide. Now, what is mental presence? There's another term, mental presence, right? So what is it? Mental presence, as the author states, is a state where you cannot, and is not allowed to become a thinker, but you become a watcher of your thoughts. If you are a thinker, this is your mind and this is you. You become one collective identity. So your thoughts become you. Let's say you think you are dumb, then you will be dumb. But when you become the watcher of your thoughts, this is you and this is your mind. You have the control, power, and authority to change whatever thoughts you don't like, to watch your thoughts, to discard the ones that you don't like, or maybe if it's good, to develop it. Now, it's easier said than done. So I'm going to tell you a few more practical ways to practice mental presence. Now, it was hard to find certain ways for me to practice this mental presence because all I had was the concept and the theory from The Power of Now. And honestly, I got to know that it's kind of like a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Easy to know, hard to get, and even harder to maintain. And it sure is hard to maintain, and even though I did practice mental presence, I still face the feeling of lost, stuck, and hopelessness. But I want you to know these 2 ways. Number 1 is when you are on the brink of mental suicide, when you feel the symptoms of mental suicide. Or maybe you can even try it now. Just to stop. Stop everything. Do not restrict your thoughts. Nothing. Stop and sit down. Be comfortable in your seat. And then close your eyes. Take a deep breath and feel your breath rising from your stomach and to your head or somewhere else. And then take a breath out and feel your breath falling to the pit of your stomach. And then notice and feel the presence of the silence between my voice, or even my voice. Open your eyes and feel your weight on the chair. Feel the feet mounted on your floor. This is a way to keep yourself grounded, to feel both mentally and physically present at the same time, so that you have greater power and control over mental suicide. But then to an extent, if you are in mental suicide, or you are facing mental suicide, a habit I like to do is to write down all my feelings. Writing is powerful. 2 points. Maybe I need to go to the bathroom, but I'm too lazy or it's too far. Or maybe I have so much work to do, but I don't know where to start. And then I think about it again. So what are the possible solutions to this problem? I list them all out. Maybe it could be, just do it. It'll take only a few minutes. And this will give me self-assurance or self-motivation. Or I can list out maybe prioritize your time, schedule your time. Or maybe learn something about something that you love so that you will gain confidence and want to learn about something else. It could be anything. Now, but I hope I've convinced you to at least look within your life, into your life. Have you committed mental suicide? Do you want to do anything about it? This mental suicide is a silent killer. But I want to give you maybe a live testimonial for myself so that maybe you can trust this 17-year-old girl on stage right now. I've been practicing mental presence for a while now. Maybe it's been half a year. And it's now become an amazing and a better way to tackle my thoughts and my feelings, to tackle the negative emotions and the difficulties in life. It has made me regain my sense of self that I lost. It has made me put more value and more time into my friends, my family, and also appreciate being a student, literally this time, being a student at a school, appreciating the school, appreciating my teachers, and also having more fun, enjoying every moment, being mentally present enough to know that in every nook and cranny of even the worst situation ever, there is always something good to take out from. And from this talk, I want everyone to feel the same way. Know that mental presence may not be the solution to all your problems, but you will gain something even greater. You will have a safety net. You'll feel secure that there is always something you can do about your thoughts or your feelings. In that way, you're feeling security from yourself, not from the external world, not from others, not from materialistic objects. And you can feel that you rely on yourself way more. Just imagine a life like that. Imagine a life where you can get back on your feet quicker after every difficulty. Imagine a life where you can be mentally present enough to look at creativity, joy, hope, and love in every experience you face, even the bad ones. Now, I want to leave it to you to a few questions. Have you committed mental suicide? Are you committing mental suicide? Do you want to do something about it? If you do, remember that there are 2 practices that you can always run to. Observing your breath, feeling grounded, and writing or typing everything out. Remember to not become a thinker, but to become a watcher of your thoughts. Remember that mental suicide is existent in your lives. It is a silent killer. But even more, remember that mental presence can always pull you back up. It's a savior that will pull you back up, make you live a richer life, and make you enjoy every moment of life, even the worst one.